And with that, welcome to RadioSEGA's coverage of Sage 2018. I'm Green Viper 8 and I'll be your host for the 2D games, and for the 3D games your host will be Dr. Scottnik. I'm kicking this off with a mod which I think is probably the best I've played so far. This is the Misfits pack. And it's the best of the Sage titles that have currently been released so far, because I don't have the full lineup of games at my disposal, but this I thought was worthy of being the first game that we covered. Speaking of our coverage, as for our schedule, we'll be playing by this rule. So every night at 7 PM BST, we'll be uploading a new video, and it'll be alternating 2D and 3D. So that means it'll one night be me, then next night be Scottnik, then one night be me again. That's how this will all work out. As for this mod, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it's quite long, quite lengthy for a demo. So I'm going to be showing you the three bottom stages, which are Boardwalk Baio, Metropolis, and Wacky Workbench. I'm going to be playing as Sonic for one of them, and then I'm going to be switching around the characters a bit for the other two, just to show off some variety, since I do have that option at my disposal, especially since I have the Plus mod installed. Anyway, as you can tell, this hasn't been in a game before, at least as far as I know. This is a pretty original stage, and it's mostly based off Oil Ocean Zone. I'm liking the music, though. I'm not sure where it's from. But I do need to get a download of this at some point. But yeah, this stage itself, I am really a big fan of. This demo of it is too short, but at the same time I expect more from the main game, so I can't really complain. But the whole gimmick here is it's like a cross between Wood Zone and Oil Ocean, so if you're a fan of those two zones, then you're going to be happy here. And you're going to be a happy Wood Zone fan once you see what's coming up a bit later in the mod. Spoilers, it's good. But there's not really too much more left here. It's not really a lengthy stage mod at all. Reuses quite a few assets. I already explained that it used some from Oil Ocean, but you can see some mixed in here from Angel Island as well. So if you're not too much of a fan of reused assets, then maybe this stage isn't for you, but I can assure you there are some other stages that I'm not going to be showing off in this pack that are definitely for you. There's really some great stages here. Labyrinth and Hilltop are good, but I don't have the time to show them off, sadly, otherwise this would be a half-an-hour video. Labyrinth especially is very, very well fleshed out. And there's a checkpoint right before the end of the stage for some reason, but hey, that was Act 1 of Boardwalk Baio. And now we're going to be going on to Metropolis Act 2, and I know a lot of people don't like Metropolis. That's the whole point of this mod, actually, the Misfits pack. Is that it's stages that people don't like, maniafied and made much better. And as you can see, the full version of this hack will be available at the Hacking Contest 2018, since this is only a demo. But Metropolis has been transformed greatly. I'm going to play as Mighty the Armadillo, because he's hashtag mighty. Mightified, I don't know. What? But the track here isn't too great, but this stage has seen a huge overhaul in terms of visuals and visual assets on display. As you can see, this stage takes some quite heavy inspiration from Wood Zone as well as the original version of Metropolis. But I'm quite a big fan of that, because if you knew anything about Mirage Saloon, that stage was a hodgepodge of scrapped ideas. So, in a way, it's sort of reminiscent of other Mania stages here. The spike protection only came in handy for so long. But if you're not a fan of the original Metropolis, that's completely understandable, but I guarantee you'll love it here. Gone is the awful enemy placement and the horrible level design, and in its place is class and style and graphics that will make you stop and say wow. Even if you can't stop it for too long, because it's a pretty short stage, there's not really too many places to stop. Can we stop? Can we stop doing that? That'd be nice. Okay, this could be a potential issue, except I've found a way around it. Mighty spike protection, sometimes a blessing, sometimes a curse. Meh, what can you do? But we still got plenty more stuff to come in terms of 2D. I wouldn't even say this is going to be my favourite of the 2D games. We've got some great stuff in this lineup, so if you've only tuned into this video, then stay tuned to the rest. You know, if you've only tuned in because you like the sound of a Mania mod, watch the rest of our coverage, because I can guarantee there will be some great games and some good mods, hopefully, as well, providing we can get our hands on some. So we played as Mighty. I think a good character players here would actually be Tails, because, well, Wacky Workbench is... It's a stage where you need the flight, definitely. But this is a remix of the past version of Wacky Workbench, which I'm so thankful for, because it's like favourite Japanese track, and people are going to say, well, it's in both versions, but it was originally made for the Japanese one, so I'm counting it as a Japanese track. I was sort of wishing that for the other acts of Wacky Workbench, they'd possibly do a remix of the US version, because we all know the present version of Wacky Workbench is superior in the US. And someone will try and debate that with me, but I don't care, because I also love the US soundtrack, arguably as much as I love the Japanese soundtrack. So come and fight me, fanboys. That's all I've got to say for that one. This stage is very nicely done, that's why this was another one of my picks. It's faithful to the source material while still introducing new ideas, and also introducing some new assets. I can't tell if all of these are from CD or whether some of them are redrawn, but faithful yet different, and that's what I'm hoping this mod will go for in the final product. This remix is good. I'm gonna gush over it as much as I can without getting annoying, because it's just like a dance mix of Wacky Workbench Past, which is already a pretty funky track if you ask me. So yeah. Also, this content is definitely going to be a bit different, as you can already tell from the stuff we've been posting lately on this YouTube account. If you've been paying attention, you know we've been posting a lot of well-edited, reviews, both me and Scottnik, but that's not going to be the case with this series of Sage look-ats. No, it's going to be rough. It's going to be first impressions, except for this one, because I already played this. But the hope for the other games that I'll be playing is, it's not going to be blind. Oh, it's going to be blind, sorry. It's going to be rough, it's going to be unscripted, there's going to be a lot of background noise. No, there isn't, there's just going to be a lot of breathing into the mic. And no boss hit either. The thing with the first two stages, Labyrinth and Hilltop, is they had reused bosses from other stages in Mania, but that's not the case here. Either way though, a pretty good demo, and I wish I could have showed off more, but Labyrinth and Hilltop are quite time consuming in terms of levels, and I don't think they're as good as those final few levels there. But anyway, that was Sonic Mania's Misfit Pack. Full version will be available at the Hacking Contest 2018, but go ahead and download this demo off the Game Banana page. There'll be a link to that down in the description. Keep an eye on our YouTube channel and our social media feeds, such as our Discord, radiosega.geo/Discord, and at RadioSEGA on Twitter, because that's where you can get our information on Sage and sort of some of our opinions. You can follow our personal Twitters as well, at Dr. Scottnik and at the Green Viper 8, to get some of our more in-depth opinions on some of the titles that the two of us won't be covering. With that in mind, I've been Green Viper 8. I will catch you guys again with another game. I'm not quite sure what it'll be yet, but that'll be then, and this is now. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you for some more of our Sage coverage. See you then.